Warrior Garden Studios. In collaboration with Mission Music Ministries. Every week, we bring you unique perspectives and compelling stories from incredible guests who are living out their purpose. Get ready to be inspired. Your mission starts now.
On the Mission Podcast. My faith in the same thing, day, all day, stay, pray, never lane, stay, ride, for the time, never for the fine, swing from the God, what you say, man, instrument, faith in the same thing, day.
Welcome to On the Mission. It's me, Thomas Miller, and my homie Angel Ray.
What
and
up?
we here with the homie Shy Today, man. Y'all give it up for Mr. Shy Today. I'm so happy to have him in the building, man.
What's
up?
So,
What's
hey,
up?
listen. You gonna have to tell the audience what you do, dog.
Oh, yeah, man.
on.
First of all, thank you for having me again. It's been the third pod I've been on with you.
Yes,
Man,
yes,
that's crazy.
yes.
And every time I come in here, there's something new. So we had the was it the flag?
It was just so the flag was up because we were doing another podcast, and then we had the just like the little gray wall set up. Hey, what's up? And yeah, man.
and you got this.
Now we got the green screen.
the
up,
green screen,
You know
dude.
what I'm saying?
So you're always
man.
you're doing something different every time. The name you got. This is the second season. So
This is season one.
season one of this
On the Mission.
Yeah, on the mission.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So heck yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm Cy. A lot of people. I don't know if you know me, but a lot of people do here in Amarillo. I guess I'm not that hard to find.
No.
I'm that ginger guy, you know, the tall-haired ginger dude.
The ginger giant.
Yeah, the ginger
Yeah,
giant
yeah.
for real. But
Beard gives them away. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm in the music scene. I do rap. I'm actually just all well versed in everything. I play drums and I do the rap, but I'm mostly in the rap right now. I'm working on some projects with EDM music, so I'm getting into the
Nice.
computer and I'm emceeing and DJing and stuff, and got my own podcast, which is Moshcast.
Shout out.
Angel's been on it. If you
Yeah,
want to go
yeah,
watch that
yeah.
one, he's been on.
Yeah.
Finally, you know,
Yeah.
it's been a minute. I just
Yeah.
got back up on it because I took a little sabbatical because I had some health issues last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to get some of my health issues in line, and had a hernia that I had to take care of, and then some sleep issues that I had to take care of, and I just needed a lot of rest. My body needed a lot of rest, so I was like, I got to take care of that. And right after I started healing up and getting going, then the shows started popping up, and I've been I was doing shows like back to back every month. Like it was like
that's
2 or
what's up.
3 every month, and then I just had to get back on the mic and do my pod again. So it was one of those things where it's like, dude, you got to do it now, or it's going to be another month and then another year. You know, and so
Hey, my 3 months turned into what? We didn't have a podcast for like a year almost.
I
It
know.
was like
Yeah.
six
I know.
6 months. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
do.
saying?
I know.
So yeah,
you
I know.
get kind of comfortable on that, like you
Yeah.
know, oh, it's my thing, it's my little project, so
Yeah.
I can start whenever I want to.
Yeah.
Then you get that mindset of like, well, I can just do it tomorrow, and then it just turns
And then I
into
can do
a
it tomorrow.
yeah,
And
snowball.
then I can do it tomorrow. Then,
Yeah.
then it never comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I
you know-
was gonna do that though, but
Yeah.
and the thing is too is like you don't really know, like obviously I'm so blessed for my fans and like the people that like stand by me and stuff,
that's what's up.
and all my homies. Shout out to Ivy, 806 Chino, Willow, all that, the riot control stuff.
Oh, that's what's
Um,
up. That's what's up.
But it's just one of those things where you stop doing something for a minute, and then people start talking like, "Hey, you still doing the pod?" Or "I haven't seen a episode or a video. You still doing your music and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so it was just like kind of like motivation to get back into it and
That's what's
and
up.
listen up, and so I started back up, and I haven't missed a week yet. I took the holiday off, so I did Christmas and New Year's, and
Yeah.
but tomorrow I'm back on camera, and then I'll be dropping on Friday like I usually do.
on.
Probably next Friday, depending on how the editing goes. Because, oh, dude, it's so hard. I don't even know how this guy does it because he got all the cameras and the headphones and the mics, and I'm just doing. I have like a little board right here sitting next to me, Angel. So I have my little board
Yeah.
and my camera,
Yeah.
and I'm like doing the knobs. I'm the sound guy and the video guy, and
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, for real.
Hey,
we
that's
got you,
for
bro.
real.
We got you, man.
But yeah, hopefully this year, 2026, we do a lot more stuff. I got my foot in a lot of like a lot of the community I feel like they're doing it the right way this time.
Yeah.
I say right this time because Amarillo has a tendency to get in these little cliques in music.
Oh yeah.
And you know who you are if you're watching this. You know what you're talking about. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate, but I'm also hating because you know, whatever. But you know, they get in these little cliques, and then they start picking out who is better, who does what, who they like, who they don't like.
Here come the list. Here comes the list.
Blase.
You know what I'm saying? The 806 legends and come
the
on,
806
dog.
gatekeepers. Yeah. And
806 finest.
Yeah,
the
you know what
finest.
I'm saying? Like,
and it's
man.
funny too, because like I don't like to hate on you know, get your clout, you know, get your flowers
Yeah,
or whatever.
absolutely,
But
Yeah,
absolutely.
most definitely.
you know, when you start talking heat to other artists doing music and stuff, and then you see a show that they're doing and they're only rapping to their family, you're kind of like, hey,
yeah.
what? You ain't got nothing to say for it, you know. You ain't got nothing to say for it.
Man.
And
Nah, that's
like I said,
true.
I love all my music family and stuff, and the people
Yeah.
that I roll with. But then there's gonna be a lot of change in Amarillo's music culture.
Good.
Hopefully, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people kind of stepping up, trying to be a safe place for artists and a safe place for just people that are alike, all the way around. And I just hope it kind of continues, because it's just once you start getting into politics of like how they run, like what big dogs come here in Amarillo and who can perform with these big dogs, then you start seeing who's picking out the
Yeah, man,
what
we
they
should
like.
be the one.
Yeah.
Because even on my pod, I'd be talking about, like, you know, I might not like your music, and some people that I mess around with probably don't like your music, but I'm gonna bring you in anyway, because there's gonna be 4 or 5 people that are listening to your stuff that like
That will-
that
yeah.
stuff, you know,
that might rock
Yeah.
with you, man.
that might be like your, you know, small little break. I'm not saying that I'm like this huge guy. Like, no, there's no way. I've done
No.
shows that I've had 2 people at, but you know, it's just nice to know that, like, hey, I'm on your side, and you can come over here. I might not vibe with your stuff. You can perform however you do, and somebody is gonna listen. You know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I've kind of strived to myself for with the pod and my music, and kind of just be like a community based, welcoming platform. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not trying to get my podcast to blow up or my music to blow up, and I hope so. You know, fingers
I
crossed.
think all of us
God
do.
given, you know.
all of us do on
Yeah.
the cool. I'm just
You know,
saying.
it's just cool to see, like, when a small town artist or like somebody that's never performed before, hey, can I get on your show? And I'm like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Heck
And
yeah.
then they do that show, and then I see next week they have another show, and then they just keep on going off that
I'll
ladder.
start seeing growth.
And it's like, I don't want to pat myself too much on the back, because like everybody does it, but it's just nice to see that, like, I can do something about that, you know, and help people kind of find their community and their family, and then just go from there, you know.
No, dog, you know what? I'm
Yeah.
glad you say that, man, because to me, that's a real way you serve your community.
Oh yeah.
No, for real.
You know what I mean?
Real.
Like, I think the problem with us a lot of times, I'm being 100, man, is that, you know, you got too many people trying to be on top.
Yeah.
And when you got a lot of folks that's trying to, you know, either be that label or try to be that podcast or try to be that whatever, you know what I mean? That, you know, and being on top, you know, we look at people as things and not as people we can connect with.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you know, like we talked before, like, you know, before we really got on camera, you know, we talked about like real recognize real. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, you can tell if somebody's, you know, trying to either use you, you know what I'm saying, for their good, or they're really trying to help you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, like real community service, in my opinion, now, you know, this is just me, but I think, man, you're supposed to arm people what they went to be successful. Because, you know, if you successful, then guess what? We all successful, because we all represent the same thing.
Yes.
Like, we all literally represent the same thing.
Yeah.
But, man, if we not, you know, but that's I hate to say it, but that's not the mentality.
Yeah.
You know, when you've got everybody just trying to be the mountain dog on top, then it's like, you know, then and I think what kills us a lot is everybody wants to be the first to do something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They want to be the first new sound of their place, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But you get kind of lost in the sauce. I think me and Angel talked about that. You get kind of lost in the sauce, and then you end up like just being that gatekeeper.
Yes.
You know, the horrorcore, you know, the OG 806 rap, man. Like, I love it, but there's gonna be a point in time where you're gonna have to like pass that baton to some young head, some new blood, and you're gonna be so far deep into what you're doing that you're not gonna be able to know how to even control that or do, you know. And it's good that you brought that up, because right now, like maybe like the past like half of last year and now, I'm still trying to fight this this argument with myself on how I try to understand, like, how do I say this in a way that like makes sense, you know. We all come from different places in life, you know, and we come from church, we come from just a small town, we come from big town, you know, we all do all these things. And when you're my age, I'm about to turn 31. Man, that's crazy.
Did you say 31?
Yeah, I'm about to turn 31 in March.
31.
Yeah. So I've been 30 for 1 year, dude. That's crazy.
Dude, I've been 30 for 7, dog. Come on, man.
Oh, dog.
I'll be 37 this year.
Old heads.
I know, I'm old.
We the old heads, dog.
I feel old.
Gosh, we the old heads.
But I don't know. I
turned
just
40 something.
I feel like, you know, I have this this brain that God gave me, and I'm gonna use it somehow, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely.
And you know, I'm not gonna stop everything that happens here in Amarillo. I mean, there's so much crime, and like these young kids are like hurting their life. You know, I just heard, you know, a very, very tragic death happened like New Year's Eve or something. And it was kids, bro. Kids.
I know that happened. That literally happened right down the street from me.
Yeah.
Like I can literally drive around the corner and see the memorial to that young lady, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man,
it's right there where them houses are, huh?
Yeah. Right off of Bell, man. And I'm just saying to myself, like, man, you know, like imagining that whole situation, like that's the last thing you think about when in a celebration,
right?
Yes.
Right.
Like you don't think about stuff like that in a celebration,
right?
And you know, I've heard so many arguments of what it's, you know, this person shouldn't have had this person shouldn't have had that, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in all reality, you know, about as tragic as that was, you know, if be an accident, accidents is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right.
These things are gonna go down.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, we're not gonna we can't stop everything from happening.
No,
we can't stop anything from happening.
And I tell you, man, I used to be one of them folks, man. I wish I could save the world.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wish I could, you know, but we can at least, you know, try and set the example in our little corner of the world. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting like these 18-year-old kids, these 19-year-old kids wanting to do music.
Yeah.
And I've seen it both ways. I've seen kids do it the right way. And I've seen kids do it the wrong way. And I've seen kids do it the wrong way, and now they're like 27 and they have a criminal record.
Yeah.
And they're in some deep shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Trying
like,
to live to the hype.
Yeah. And they're like, the addiction is real. You know, they started getting into some
Come
stuff.
on, speak, brother. Speak.
Like I said, I can't stop any of this stuff from happening. But if I have a way, this platform, and show these young heads like, hey, you can do it this way. I'm not going to stop anybody from doing anything. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to hold a gun to your head and say like, this is the way you're going to do it.
Gonna make
you know,
man,
choices
you
at
ain't
the
gonna
end of
time
the day.
down.
Yeah.
Like, hey, listen, dog. I told you, young buck.
we all have freedom.
You could though.
But yeah.
Man, when I was growing up, man, the OGs, bro. Sometimes they would, hey, you'd get DP'd, man. Like, nah. You need to go to school. Like, you know, they would tell me like, nah, we messed up, we jacked up. You need to go to school. Nah, but I just want to be down like y'all. Like, you don't need to be down like, man. Oh man, he's tearing us.
But these days, dog.
But at the same time, he's smoking, you know, whatever.
For real.
Like, come on.
I was about to say these days, the OGs is the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I seen, bro. So what I saw in our generation, bro, is that we realized that the hood, the streets, and the ghetto wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And we needed to find a way out.
Yeah.
The dudes that were punks, they stayed back there.
Yeah.
And they became the OGs, supposedly.
Yeah.
They're because they were punks. To us, they're punks, and we know they're punks, right? And they're the ones getting these little youngsters and getting in their head to crash out.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just like, bro, like we know, who you are.
Yeah,
dog.
like
you know
dog, you
saying?
wasn't as tough and you as a term, the prison term is yard dog.
Yeah.
My partner, man, I love him to pieces, but he be like, man, that right there, that do the yard dog, man. He just yapping. He ain't gonna come out the gate, dog. He ain't gonna come out the gate.
Right.
Yeah, yard dog. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's just, and I think that's the thing that like really gets me about, now I gotta watch how I say this because I'm not one of those people that like to diss our generation or diss the next generation.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? No, somebody no, you gotta love them.
Yeah.
Especially if you want them to listen to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna listen to you if you always dissing their generation when y'all weird or y'all don't do things like us. Or y'all some little weird. You know what I'm saying?
You already know
cornballs.
When uncle or pops or grandpa. Well, back in my day, you ain't finna try hear none of that.
Right.
No, but on a cool, that's why these cats go harder though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like these cats go that much more harder because they, for a period of time, were hearing back in our day, y'all not real, y'all not trying to do anything, y'all not, you know what I'm saying, y'all not, who
y'all ain't built like that.
Yeah, y'all ain't built like that. Y'all not real. We had to do this. So what do you think a little cat gonna do when he hears something like that?
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
And that dude,
whatever,
and it ain't
what I mean?
nothing. And these days, man, ain't nothing for a little dude to crash out.
Yeah. No, for real.
Like, man, even before this that happened last week, there was a young lady that I'm real good friends with, and her son had witnessed one of his friends getting killed.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's Amarillo, dog.
Yeah, this is good old Amarillo, man. And this young man is just what I've heard. This is what that grieved my heart. But she was telling me, like, man, this young man, he's wanting to, he's looking for a sign for God to, to get his get back. And I'm like, God ain't gonna tell him to get back. But it goes to show, where this young mind is at,
right,
and why it's important to be that voice in this generation.
Yeah,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to always tell these guys what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
And that's always preaching to them. It's always preaching to them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, unless you showing them something,
exactly,
they gonna look at you you just
like.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
You know what I mean?
Like Charlie Brown.
Charlie
Brown.
Yeah,
like the peanuts. Womp, 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 womp.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's how the young bucks is hearing,
and again, man, I think it's honor that it's good that you serve your community like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro.
Because,
we're grateful for people like you, man.
If you serve your community like that, then that means, man, you giving somebody an opportunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, to grow to be something better.
Yes. And a safe space to do it, dog. Because like
that's what we all about.
Yeah, like we're all about creating that safe space. If I can, and not because I dragged you in here, but if you can come and sit in the studio with us, or even come sit and listen to the podcast with us for an hour or two, that could keep you out of some beef, or keep you out of a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even spark a fire in you of
or just come hang out.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a place to hang out.
No, for real.
Yes.
For real.
I mean, like that's what I grew up on when I was a kid. Was youth on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And it was like that was like, I mean, I was a part of that church, but it was like I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, and call me cornball, but like
that's cool.
I would rather have all my homies come and hang out with me, and we'd be doing something. And like making music or like doing a show or whatever, then me worried about like gangbangers and like these kids and like them getting into some ruckus outside, bro. Like all it takes is just, hey, you want to come hang out? Hey, you want to go do this for me? Real quick. Like and that's just it's crazy because nobody says anything about this stuff, man.
No,
I think people do say stuff about this, but they don't act on it. They don't act.
No,
and like I would rather be called a cornball 1,000 million times.
Yeah.
Just because I like to be around people and serve this community. Like Angel was at my shop. It was weird as hell in there. It's weird as hell because it's safe.
But you know what I saw? I saw people like it was. I know there's some young folks in there. You know what I'm saying? The ladies in there too, man. They were sitting at the table painting.
Yeah.
Free art. Come paint art with us.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
neat. I like.
And I was like, yo,
I
this
love
is
art, dog.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is freaking amazing. And it's just like, not very many people even know that this is here.
Yep.
This is what
Right
needs
on
to
6th
be
Street.
known. A safe space where you know creative minds can get to rolling. People can just come hang out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And just be themselves in a you know where they're not going to be judged, where they're not going to be you know what I'm saying yapped at or you know what I'm saying beat down with whatever you know other people's knowledge and yeehaw they got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you know just a safe place where you can just be you. You know what I mean?
That is, man.
Yeah.
Now, I remember, man, you know, as we were talking, man, and I really love a lot of stuff you had to say, man. Now, you know, it's one of those questions we do like to ask.
Yeah.
You know, like, where is your life at, like, you know, with you and God right now?
Yeah, that's a good question because I don't get asked that question a lot. Me and my spiritual walk with God, I've been tight with him for like as far as I can remember, man. Like I knew when I woke up, maybe when I was 5 or 6, like there was gonna be something, and that had to have been probably whenever like my parents, we went into this small church and it was like built from the ground up. I was in a church where it was someone bought a building, and then they had this idea to make a church, and then we were there, and I've seen that church go from 20 to 1,000, you know, and that's a small town, you know what I'm saying? And we're in a small little white building, and then we moved and we went to this bigger building on Main Street, and then we went to a bigger, you know, everything got bigger and bigger.
Right.
And so I just liked seeing that and like growing up in a community like that. It was nice, you know, and I got to play on my drums, obviously. I had some type of motivation to sit in church, you know, play them drums, play some
musician
praise
kid.
and worship, you know. And praise and worship music always has a spot in my heart, man, because, man, some of those OG 2000s praise and worship songs, man, bruh, I'll be rocking out. You know,
I still like the Jesus freak.
You
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't really care if they label me a
That's
Jesus
crazy because I
freak.
just found that DC Talk CD a little while ago.
Yeah.
At the store. I was like, bruh, that's sick. But you know, I talk. I haven't been to church in a minute. I can't even remember the last time I was at a church. It's crazy. Maybe I need to say what's up. I don't know. But
That's all right.
you know,
It's good.
I always have a conversation with God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always try to, like we're talking about, like our how we represent our community and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a moral stance that you have to portray.
Absolutely.
You know, Angel
Yes.
knows, and everybody on my
Absolutely.
pod knows. Like I drink and I party and I'm out on the weekends and I'm doing crazy shows and I'm like sipping on stage and stuff and that's just how we roll. But at the end of the day, like my moral stance is like I'm a human being.
Yeah.
The people that I hang around with are human beings as well,
Yeah.
and we're gonna take care of each other.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk to you if you have an issue or a problem or you just want to chat it up. I got you. You know how many friends right now I have that have been dealt like super hard cards since like October, you know, and they're going through some like real life like human crisis, you know, depression, death, you know, addiction,
Oof, yeah. That's real out
anxiety.
there.
Like the anxiety and depression in this generation right now is
Boy,
so high.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not like I feel like the depression, anxiety stuff, and the neurodivergent issue is not studied enough. I'm glad that there are becoming more studies and people are becoming more aware. I've seen on TikTok, I've seen groups and stuff where they're getting more into the neurodivergent community and the autism, anxiety and depression stuff and addiction. But this should have been done like 50 years ago.
No, you're right. Now
50 years ago.
Now to the audience who don't know what that is, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Explain what that
What's
is.
neurodivergent?
Yeah.
Neurodivergent has to do with like kids with ADHD, ADD, dyslexia, autism, Asperger's, anything that is in the realm of like in my terms, this is my saying of things like the weird kids, you know what I'm saying? The kids that
nah, man, I was one of them. I'm still one of them sometimes.
Like
you feel me?
borderline personality disorders.
I can't talk.
Like, you know what I'm saying? For real. I'm still one of them.
It's me all the way.
But like,
hey,
you know,
for real.
when I was I got diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder when I was 20. 21, probably like 2021. I remember I had to go to the hospital. I literally lost my gourd, dude. I lost 7 months of my life. I didn't even know where I was. It's a long, crazy story. And it's actually crazy because a drug was involved. And it kind of showed me, it's weird because it showed me that I've had this. It opened my, it was a wake up for sure. I was smoking, tripping out, and I stayed tripping out for 7 months.
Oh, wow.
And I got scared. I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to go to the loony bin, dude. I'm going to the crazy house for sure. If I go to the doctor and I'm saying that there's something wrong with me, they're gonna take me away.
You was up there 7 months.
I was up there for 7 months, bro. I smoked a blunt, and I was like, man, I'm still high. I woke up, man, I'm still high. Everything I was high. I was high for 7 months. That's what it felt like.
Wow.
In a cloud, bro.
Jeez.
And when you get up, like when you get up like really high, you know, you start seeing sounds and stuff, and like everything be moving different. That's how it was. Dang, and I was tripping, bro. I was tripping.
That's bad, man.
I just got out of high school. I was just gonna. I had a really long relationship. I was gonna get married and stuff and all that stuff. And this happens. I'm like, bro, this is intense. Go to the doctor. They said, no, you have anxiety. 21 years old. I was like, dang. Took some medicine. I took it for a while. It was Xanax and Celexa. And then didn't want to do that no more. Took it away. And then I started looking up on Google. Google will help you, bro. If you got a question, don't matter how dumb it is, it's on your phone. You're at home. You can type that stuff up and you'll find something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll be on the chat GPT, man, having whole conversations.
For real.
Hey, all the folks, man, oh my God, chat GPT is a demon. No, it's not. Like, chill on that.
My wife hit
man.
me up to chat GPT. Yeah. My wife and my daughter, man. Yeah. I'm just now getting into it.
Hey, chat GPT is cool.
I have no idea what's going on with the AI and the chat GPT.
I'm behind my wife and my daughter. Like, I was like, my daughter, I was like, man, that's a really good report you written. She's like, yeah, Dad. Yeah. And she's like, I was like, I did chat GPT.
Right.
Dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
man.
You know, I took medicine, and then I looked on Google, kind of self-medicated myself, kind of self-helped myself, got in a little bit better of a place. And then I started realizing, man, I've had this all my life. As a kid, my mom would tell me that I would hyperventilate and pass out with tornadoes. Like, I was afraid of weather, you know? Yeah. And I would hyperventilate, pass out. There was things in my life where I started thinking like, man, I was tripping on like horror movies. I was so scared of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh wow!
I was terrified, bro.
Oh my gosh, bro! I'm the complete opposite. So I'll go tornado chasing, even as a kid. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid, bro. But it was other things that gave me that anxiety, like loud sounds, like overly loud sounds. Yeah. I'd become overstimulated, man, and freak out. You know what I'm saying?
Overstimulation, man. Yeah, that's one of the things that I have to. I'm dealing with a lot now. Overstimulation, like social cues and like groups and going to like the bars and like even like doing shows, man. Sometimes I have to force myself to be like, okay, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be a 15, 20-minute show, and I'm gonna be chilling, you know. But yeah, I just started thinking like, oh, I've always had this. It's crazy. And now that I have like now I'm older, that was the whole thing. If we just would have studied this 50 years more, or like if we had the means of getting these kids to go get tested for anything, man, or not, if you're scared, your kids are weird, bro. Yeah. Kids are always gonna be weird. Yeah. I'm sorry, your kid is not normal. Yeah, you know, people are like, oh, my kid's perfect. Yeah, to you, bro. Yeah, but there's something going on.
Yeah, because they've programmed. One thing about our kids, like people don't realize, is that because they've been around you, they know how to program themselves to what you like.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you have your kid in front of you, right? You know, and they're this great little kid, but man, when they go out with their little friends and friends, they cussing. They,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
I remember
Oh,
one
yeah.
time when I caught one of my kids. I ain't gonna name one of y'all, but y'all know who he is.
They know.
Busted.
You know what I'm saying?
Busted.
But you know, man, I was just here. I was here with one of my kids on their phone, man, and you know, man, it's going off and just
Yeah.
doing. I'm like, hey,
Yeah, what
Like-
you talking about?
I didn't know you sound like that.
Yeah.
Like, please, so that's how you be sounding. But Dad,
No.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, all right.
You know, I think, you know, and I'm glad you really brought that up. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you brought
No,
that
for
up,
sure,
man,
man.
because, you know, I think what's really lacking a lot of times, especially, you know, in this young generation, is that, you know, the home is not a safe space.
Right.
See, reason why that usually happens is because, okay, if you have a parent that's usually the overbearing parent, then the overbearing parent, the kids know how to respond and know how to act to the overbearing
Get them
parent.
off their back.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're
Yeah.
like, you know, he's about to come through.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
straighten up. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
your kids do you like Debo. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna tug mine.
Like, he coming in.
Here he
I better
come.
go hide that up. I gotta make
Yep.
sure I go put everything up,
Yep.
man. And it's like, man, you know, that was cool, I guess, in the 90s. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the way we grew up. Like our
Oh,
parents is,
yeah.
you know, when we grew up, it was that the kids sit at the kids' tables and, you know, the grown-ups sit at the grown-up table.
Yeah.
And, you know, the grown-ups and the kids didn't have no interaction like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, these days, because our kids are suffering
Mhm.
Yeah.
on the cool, it's
Yeah.
like, man, you've got to allow them to have a safe space.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember a guest that we had here a while back, he said it perfect. He was like, you know, you got to allow your kids to be able to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you got to
Yeah.
sit down and listen.
That's
Yep.
right.
You know,
That's right.
sometimes, man, like us as parents, we listen with a disciplinary ear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we real quick to with a
Listen to
disciplinary.
respond.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, with disciplinary ear, well, I've got to
Yeah.
teach you something.
Yeah.
And don't even allow your kids to teach you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Word.
for real.
Bars, man.
For real.
Like, man, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, like, man, I learned all that the hard way.
Yeah.
I learned everything I'm saying to y'all now, I learned the hard way.
You know me, bro. I got 10 kids, bro. I got 10 different personalities, and they're all different that I've dealt with, right?
Yeah.
I got them from grown to toddler, and that's something that I had to learn as well. You know what I mean? To kind of be able to hear them out, man. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we look at our children. That's just my kid. That's just no. That's still a person.
Mhm.
They still have their problems. They still
That's,
got
yeah,
their
that's still a
personalities.
person, and
You
I
know
see
what
it.
I'm saying?
That's the problem right now, right?
Yeah.
My parents, I love my parents to death, but they got raised in a way of like, hey, we're gonna roll with the punches, and you're gonna deal with it regardless.
Yeah.
You know, so that generation took care of this generation, right?
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
And
Sure
then
did.
we were kids that were. I mean, most people that I went to school with do not know what the hell's is going on with them,
Yeah.
unless they are severely diagnosed, you know, in the
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
But most of my friends have no idea what's going on because our parents didn't have the necessary needs to help us, or they just didn't want to. They just kind of like forgot about it, right?
Or
It almost made you like
Mhm.
afraid to speak up
Right.
there it is. No, that right there,
Yeah.
there it is.
because
Because
you were afraid of being shunned.
Yeah.
or getting your butt beat.
Getting
Let-
your
let-
butt beat,
Like,
right.
like,
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 how are you going to tell your
Yeah.
parents, Mom, I can't learn right? There's something here
Yeah.
Mhm.
that I like one ear out the other, and I can't explain it. But I'm just a kid, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just a kid. You're just being stubborn, blah
Yeah.
blah. You know, blasé.
Are you not even trying? Are
Yeah,
you
you're
not
not
even trying to
trying.
listen? You
And
ain't
it's
even
like,
trying to
no, you
listen.
don't understand, Mom.
It's
Like, I'm
instant
reading this
beatdown.
stuff, and it's not coming through, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we grew
Mm.
up.
Mm,
We
mm.
figured out there is an issue in our late stages of life, 20, 25 years
Oh
old.
yeah.
And we're like, okay, so this is what's happening to us. While I'm already dealing with 4 kids of my own, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm having to teach myself how to be this new person that I already knew.
Say that.
Right?
Come on.
Say
For
that.
real.
And I'm trying to be the best parent for my kids and also help them the way that they need to, right? Because my cousin, I love her to death. She's just like me, literally just like me, and she has 5 kids now, and some of them kids she knows. She did this whole same thing with me, the way that I did. Grew up the way that I did. Turned 20. There's an issue with me. I gotta figure it out.
Yes.
And she's having kids, going along. And they have issues. Now she's trying to teach herself how to deal with this too, right? But on the other hand too, there's also kids that are my age that have kids that are dealing with the same stuff that I did. And they're the ones that are saying, well, I got spanked.
Yeah.
You can too.
So I'm just gonna whoop
I
you.
got dealt these cards. And if you're going to deal with them, you got to deal with them too, just like I did.
Yeah.
And
Come on.
And I'm 30 years old. So my the millennial adults, it goes either I'm going to be raised like my parents raised me, or I'm going to raise my kids how I think I should have been raised.
Yeah. Ooh, yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's the hard part right now because it's such a I'm just going to say it because it was on TikTok, bro, and I don't have any other way to say it, but there was this girl on TikTok and she was talking about how these adults our age have kids and their kids are crazy.
Yeah.
But they were the kids that had those kids. They were the mess ups, and nobody gave a shit about them. And they were the girls that were passed around. You know, it just is what it is. That's just the way the world was.
You're right.
And those kids had kids, and they didn't get taken care of, and so them kids ain't getting taken care of. You know, and it just sucks, man. Because
it does. Man, you are so on point with all of this, man. I love I love where you at, man, because I think biggest mistake we do as parents sometimes is we raise kids out of our trauma.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't ever want my child to experience that, so I'm gonna lock them in this room.
Yes. Or vice versa, man. Like, man, since I had it rough, man,
you need to learn your lesson the hard way.
No, I'm gonna tell you, man. I praise God for my teenager. I do. I praise God for my teenage daughter. Bless her heart, man. She getting ready to graduate this year, man. But my teenage daughter is the one that gave me the most, teaching as far as, man, I need to rethink this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, now, my daughter, man, I've had her since she was 3. You know what I'm saying? So she's my stepdaughter, but my daughter.
Right.
You ain't gonna tell me no different. That's my daughter.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? But, I remember because of how rough I was raised, and not only, us being street folks I'll say what it is, street folks, I saw any sign of disrespectful.
Yeah.
And so it was any sign of disrespectful, then, I'm going to turn up.
Yeah.
This right here is an opportunity for me to turn up.
Yeah.
And I remember having those turn up moments.
Yeah.
And not even realize that in my turn up moments, man, I'm messing around and creating trauma for my kids.
Exactly.
I ain't realized, man.
Getting in they face, man.
Yeah.
I'm getting in their face.
I'm really creating for real trauma over something stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I had to really reevaluate how I do things. Like my daughter tells the younger two all the time, like, dude, y'all have different parents than I did. Y'all have way different parents than I did. Yeah. And it's like, because I was learning how to be a parent with you.
Yeah.
Bars,
you know what I'm saying? Because I was learning how to be a parent with you.
Yeah.
Then, I learned with the second and third of different things I should not do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, going through that process of just like, you wish that there's a rule book somewhere that said, all right, this is the proper way to do this. Yeah. This is how you do this.
Yeah.
But you don't realize, man, your kids from how your son talks to their mother or from, how your daughter, can talk to you or speak to you.
Yeah.
you as a parent are setting the foundation and the premise of what their world is about to be like.
Right.
Yes.
Like
Right.
if you have a kid that's kind of manipulative with you, however much manipulative she was able to get with you, is what she's gonna try out there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But vice versa. You know, man, if you're one of those parents that is like, you know, it's just my way or the highway, like I was.
Yeah.
I don't mind putting myself out there, like I was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I started noticing a change in my kids where my kids wouldn't even tell me simple stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You
it's
know-
like y'all like
you know you can come
when
to
something's-
me.
Yeah, you know when
You can
something's
talk
wrong with
to
your
me.
kids too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know when something's wrong with your kids, man.
Mhm.
But they won't open up to you.
Yep.
You know
Or-
what I'm
or-
saying?
You start reevaluating your own
Yeah.
life, being
Yeah,
like, man,
man.
do
Or,
I-
or they lie to you about just stupid stuff
Yeah.
they don't need to lie about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like,
yeah.
And it's
and
like,
here we are as parents. Why do you feel like you need to lie to me? You've been treating me this way my whole life. You know, I'm
Yeah.
scared of you.
like,
you know what I'm saying?
and they don't want to say that. They
Yeah.
don't want to say that.
Yeah.
But man, they've been scared of you for
I've
this
been
whole
I've been
time.
hearing the conversations with you and my mom.
Yeah.
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 I mean, the hoops that y'all have to go through each other.
Yeah.
Like I've been like they download that stuff, bro.
Yes.
They download it.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing too, is going back to the whole neurodivergencies and the
That's
mental
I'm
issues. Is
sorry.
like no, it's totally fine. It's just those. There's also my generation where they're just undiagnosed and they don't know it. You know,
Yeah.
Yes.
undiagnosed don't know it, and they're like, well,
I went
I'm-
about that way for a long time, bro. And that's kind of what led me into addiction.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And okay, this little weed make me feel cool. Okay, cool. I feel good when I'm high, but I don't like feeling lazy. So, you know what? Let me try a little something else. You know, got into the drinking.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then with the drinking, out partying, then came the white. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay, and then came the pills, and the pills was the one that got me.
And a lot of people don't know how.
The opiates, bro.
Man, a lot of people
Ooh.
don't like talking about
Come
when
on.
they're in their addiction
Yeah.
how good that stuff feels, bro.
No, for real, bro.
You know, I've
Yeah.
I've smoked, I've drank, I've
Yeah.
done white, I've done all these things, and going back to it, like if I'm thinking about it, man, like the thing that like sucks the most about having these conversations is like, man, it felt good, you know, because my whole life I've felt like there's been this thing in my head, you know, and then I drink and then it goes away, or I
Yeah.
do coke and it goes away,
Yeah.
or I smoke weed and it goes away, and
bro.
nobody talks about that stuff. Like
Nah, nobody don't, man.
nobody talks about it, and then whenever they say they have an issue, it's like, oh, it's because you're an addiction, you're an addict. That's why that's
Yeah.
the problem. It's like,
Come
no,
on,
this
preach,
is
preach,
this is
preach, come
something
on.
that I learned ministering
Talk,
with
come
you.
on, talk. Yeah.
All these things that we are talking about, we have to start finding the root cause.
right,
Mhm.
100%.
Where did this start?
Yeah.
What caused you to, in your mind and in your heart,
Yeah.
to be seeking, a Band-Aid of
Yeah.
peace? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did it begin? You know,
Mhm.
and when you start prying on people like that, man, and I'm not saying like trying to, just drill it out of them, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's like when you really start talking to people about these things, man, some people have gone through some of the ugliest things in life that they don't
Mhm.
speak about.
Yep.
And they don't speak about it. Why? Because of childhood
Yep.
issues. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. Like, there is just so much to the human experience, man, that
Come
does
on.
not get spoken about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That should be.
Yeah.
You know, it should be spoken about. People
Mhm.
should be speaking about these things unashamed, but it's because they are shamed.
Yeah.
And that's why I posted stuff like I did this morning, because then folks
Oh,
piss
you-
me off.
You was
Yeah,
World,
dude.
you
You
was
know.
World War III this morning, dog.
No, bro, because it's just like,
I just messed-
no,
I
like
just messed-
it just, I get tired of seeing it, bro. Like, so many of our brothers and sisters, man, and believers, man, they forget where they were at once.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They forget what led them to Christ.
Yeah.
And they forget that, hey, at some point you were where that person is at.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They want to throw all the theologicals. They want to point all the fingers at people. They want to bring all the condemnation upon the sinners.
Mhm.
Some of them people don't even know they're in sin. Some
Yeah.
of them people don't even know about Christ.
Mhm.
And the first thing you do is try and chunk this all on them. Like,
Yeah.
how dare you?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what
Bars,
I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah,
It
now,
just-
I
ah,
was
man.
talking to you earlier,
Bro.
man. I enjoy, like, I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to go on this tangent, but it's good. I like
Yeah,
this, man. I like it.
Yeah, man. Well, no, man, because, dude, you're talking about things that really hits home for each person.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And like you said earlier, not discovering these things early in your life, paints out, it paints a different narrative that you go by that you're unaware of.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And paints a narrative for all the people that saw you before
Mhm.
the fixing,
Yeah.
A lot of people in my small town still think that I'm like this really bad person,
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. I don't really talk to them very much, but I know that there are people that have stories about me. And it's like, bro, like, I was undiagnosed. I had to help myself. I had nowhere to go to but me,
Yeah.
I,
come on.
it's just, you have to learn. Some of these people and some of these kids, I'm sorry, man. Like, if you're watching this, you got to do the work, unfortunately, or come to us,
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, we'll work with you, dog. We'll walk with you for real.
It's so unfortunate because in the way I see it, this person that is dealing with some of this stuff don't have nobody, bro.
Yeah.
No,
They don't have a mom or a dad to talk to, or a brother or a sister to talk to. And when I'm telling you, man, Google everything you think about.
Yeah.
Because if you got a
Do your
phone
research,
or
man.
something, or a friend that has a phone, I don't care what it is. You can figure it out, man.
No, I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that, man, because now going off of just kind of what you said, would you agree that it makes sense why music for a lot of the kids now, would almost be that way of escape, or be that that father figure, or that mother figure, or that way of dealing with self?
Oh yeah.
Because I speak, like, speaking for me, man. I remember growing up because I dealt with that same fear thing too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I used to rock myself to sleep just so I could get to sleep, but I'd do it to music.
Right.
And I was constantly doing that to music, man. And that's why I'm a good rapper now, because like I would be comforting myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? While listening to this music. And you know what I'm saying? Spitting these little freestyles in my head over and over. And, I say all that to say this, like, I see that music ends up being the same role models for a lot of these kids that don't know how to deal with these emotions that they dealing with.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I hear Tupac, like, my favorite song for all time by Tupac would be Shed So Many Tears.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Shed So Many Tears was my go-to song every time, because my parents at that time,
for real,
were having a bad marriage, they had did a bad divorce, horrible divorce, right? And man, my dad was now I still up to this day give props. Not my mom, if you're watching this, I love you. You're amazing.
Hey mom,
you know what I'm saying? I love you.
you.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
You're a great woman, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I give props to my dad because my dad was a single dad parent, and watching a single dad parent, like my dad, man, would get up in the middle of the night, right? Like he'll leave to go off to work at night, right? And then come back that morning. Like he'll leave he was a janitor for McDonald's at night.
Oh, yeah.
And then drove cabs during the day and sleep for so many amount of hours, maybe 4 hours, and go back and do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched him constantly do that. Why? Depressed, because him and his wife, his wife left, trying to raise these boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're that age, you don't really know how to describe these feelings you're having.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so what do? You put it in the music.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You put it in friends.
Yeah.
You put it in your surrounding and different things that you surround.
That's
Why?
crazy, bro.
Because those things, help you have peace, or help you to deal with what you don't know what's going on in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
It's
song,
therapy.
that song for me as well has a place in my heart, bro. That was my mom's favorite song.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And so like that's one of my up there's one of my number ones too, man. Because you're right. You know what I'm saying? When you're listening to the song, you know what I mean, you put yourself in the shoes of the artist, you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yes.
Like Pac is definitely somebody who was a big influence on me. That's why I'm so outspoken and I don't give a care. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever. You know what I mean?
Back in elementary,
Read.
I cried on Mrs. Reed. You know what I'm saying?
Left me alone. I grew up amongst a
Nah,
dime breed.
yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Like
That's crazy because
man.
I just had this epiphany.
Mhm.
I think that's why. 'Cause when I was growing up, I was into music hardcore. I
Yeah.
mean, I love music. I still do. I'm obsessed with music.
Yes.
It consumes me.
Mhm.
But I think that's why like kids are doing music, and that's why they're so
Yeah.
obsessed with music.
Yeah.
Because check it, man. Like
Ooh.
they listen to the song,
Yeah.
it makes them feel a certain way,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. Period.
Yeah.
There ain't no talking back. There ain't no questioning why you feel this way.
Yeah.
There ain't no parents telling them what not to feel, what to feel. That song makes them feel this way.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's how it's always going to be. Because 20 years, when was the last, when did you listen to that song? When
I still listen to it from time to time.
I know,
when
right?
was the first time you listened to it?
Ooh.
Oh gosh, that was back
1996.
in somewhere around there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And to this day, if you listen to it today,
It still had the same.
you're still going to
emotion.
have the same
Yeah.
emotion to that,
Ooh,
regardless.
You're right.
You know?
It does take you
Because
back
I'd be
to that.
sitting there
Yeah.
and I'd be listening to music. I listen to all types of music, but there are some like albums that I'd be listening to, and they have certain feelings for them, and they will always feel that way. And people are like, well, I don't understand. It's like you don't have to because it's how I feel,
Yeah.
and that's how it is.
Yeah.
And that's how if I was to make my feelings into something,
Yeah.
that's what it would sound like.
Yeah.
No,
And like these kids that are doing music and stuff, shout out Sunburn, bro. He puts his feelings on paper, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
And like he was talking to me on pod, and he was talking about like how he felt with a breakup.
Yeah.
It was a crazy story. He should make it into a movie, but he was talking about a breakup and stuff, and he was like, I wrote it on paper, and that's how it is. I'm like, bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one after that, once you write something down like that, and it is in the universe, nobody can tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and I strive young artists to do that, bro. Like
That's
Yes.
good.
Express
you need,
yourself.
this is therapy. Music
Yes.
is therapy, bro.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And to have this, you have this
Yeah.
power. Like there is a power within you that you can bring your feelings on to a song, and then you can share it with the world, and somebody be like, that song literally probably saved half of my life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's
It made me understand what I was going through. Or
Yeah.
it made me chill out whenever I was going through a hard path in my life, you know? And going back to these people that have these other ways of doing things, like even in the music industry, bro, like these people that we like put on pedestals, and like even like in the small local Amarillo rap scenes that they put on these pedestals, what are you bringing to this table, dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What type
Yeah.
of music are you bringing to this table?
Yeah.
Because there ain't no, like what you're saying, it's not generating anything in my head
No.
that can either promote or to promote me my safe, or not even safe, but just like thinking outside the box, helping these kids, or therapy for even yourself, bro. You're just making stuff because it sticks and people, and then
No,
I'm getting heated, bro.
Because you know what?
you're
You know what
good,
gets
you're
me, dog?
good.
It's like, you know, they look at some of us, bro, and they call us hypocrites left and right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've had this conversation with folks, and I tell them, I said, okay, you tell me who's the real hypocrite, right? Okay, so let's say something happens on the political level, right? You get frustrated with it. All of a sudden, you want to protect your people, right? But then you go get in that booth, and everything that comes out of your mouth is how you feeding your people poison, how you gunning your people down. You know what I'm saying? Who's the real hypocrite?
Yep.
Or do you just like stirring up mess?
Yep.
Or
You know what I'm saying?
or even, I think I guess this is where my heart leans with seeing all of this, is that you find an identity in something that's not you.
Right.
You know, it's almost like, because, and going back to what you said earlier, man, you know, because you feel a certain way, you would put on that identity because you don't know how to express this.
Right.
You know, I know that back in those days, you know, I would pretend to be Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pretend to be Pac.
Oh, bro,
Why?
you get me on some. You catch me catching.
Yeah,
You catch me listening to Zero. On
Yeah.
the day.
You
better
got
stay away
Zero.
from me, dog.
Right.
Zero on the wrong
You better
day.
stay away from me, dog.
It's a wrap. And you know the reason why that is because you know you look for a way to overcome these feelings that you're feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what makes sense is to, you know, put on this identity or put it on this character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of the reason why it kind of made me and him, you know, start this whole Mission Music journey,
Yes.
man, because it was just like, you know, I see how that, you know, this stuff is really affecting the mind,
Yes.
affecting the brain, you know, of
Yeah.
not just kids, but just people in general.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just people in general. And, you know, going back to what you were saying earlier, man, you can almost remember the first time you heard that song and get back to the same feeling you felt
Mm-hmm.
when you first heard that song.
Yeah.
And it's like if music has that ability,
Oof.
you know what I'm saying,
Ooh.
then what it would look like if you did music in such a positive way
Right.
Yeah.
that people can remember truth.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yes.
can remember, you know, growth.
Yeah.
People can remember something, you know, positive that stirs
Yeah.
them in the right direction.
Right.
And
You
then
know-
they look at you and it's just like, hey, that dude's just like me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just,
You know,
yeah.
And
'cause-
don't get me wrong, too. Like,
Mm.
there's a lot of my music is based on real life situations and how I feel.
Mhm.
But, you know, I like to have fun. There's
Yeah.
some silly songs that I've done.
Oh, yeah.
that's
You know
all
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's all
No
right. That's
doubt.
all right.
But
Yeah.
like, who? I think it was you and me were talking about that. You know, like
Yeah.
whenever you're putting on that persona, whenever you're in the booth, and
Mhm.
you have not done any of that, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
That's one thing I can't do. I can't get in there. And, I don't know. I've just always been a brutally honest person. That's just
Mhm.
part of my personality.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to God for it, man. Because like,
no
no,
way.
yeah,
No play.
no, bro, for real, man. Because I cannot sit here and say like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm that, and this, and this, and that. And then I walk
Mhm.
out and oh well, I'm
Yeah.
done for the day. Like,
I'm
nah.
Clark Kent.
Yeah,
Like-
you know what I'm saying?
like one of the silly things that I do in some of my songs. I have this thing called Karma Lucy,
Mhm.
and it was funny because when I was growing up doing my raps and stuff, I had some homies and stuff, and we would like flow and go in the garage and freestyle and stuff, and I was just this white boy, bro, in a small town Friona. Like I didn't gangbang. I didn't own
Yeah.
a gun. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do any of that. I didn't hit licks. You know, I was just this weird white kid, this fucking cracker, man. Like,
It's okay. Yeah, I understand
It's
all
that, dog.
good, man.
I understand
but
that.
you know,
I
it
understand.
was
that.
like I was hearing these songs about like shooting and guns and money and women and all that stuff, and I was like, man, like how can I personify how I've lived and how I feel in a way that could probably like get some of these kids to like use wordplay, you know?
Yeah.
And so I made
yeah.
this thing called Karma Lucy, and she's my gold dusted Uzi, right?
Uh-huh.
But in a sense of like, because I'm a very big in my I have a very hard time with justice. Like I'm like Batman. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're gonna go down, bro.
Swear to me.
Yeah. And so like karma, like I believe in karma. Like I
I
believe
do
like what
too.
you're gonna reap, you're gonna sow. That kind of
Yeah,
deal, you know.
Yeah.
And so Karma Lucy was just like, okay, she resembles a gun, but it's like my speech and how I rap, and she is getting back to everybody that has dealt me wrong or the cards that have been handed, you know. And like people always say, like you always talk about this gun. And I'm like, yeah, it's just my vocabulary. It's how I spit.
Yeah.
It's how it's like, you know, what was it? Karma Lucy Gold Dust Uzi. Love that theme. What call it? Or man, I can't even say my own song.
Man.
Jeez.
It's all right.
That's all right.
It's all
all
right.
good, bro.
But yeah, dude, like I feel like these kids too nowadays, they just need to reinvent what has already been done.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to my girl about this, about like everything's been done. Everything that I've seen has already happened.
It has.
And it's like,
it
yeah.
has.
But it hasn't happened from you.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this podcast
What's
wouldn't
your
be a thing.
perspective on it?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
what
saying?
can you do
Yeah.
in this world that could probably get someone else to start thinking that way
Yeah.
and seeing what they can do, you know? And I think that's what kind of like helped me with my rap and stuff is like I have not been through any of these things that have been said in these songs.
Right.
But I
You can
can
give another
I
perspective.
can give another perspective.
That's right.
And I can give some other white boy a perspective, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I feel that. I feel
And
that.
and that kind of just like kind of like gave me a snowball effect on like how I kind of do my raps and my rhymes and I can be silly and I can be dumb, but even then, man, like I'm thinking back on like all the songs that are kind of like crazy and wild, like some of that stuff, man, like you start really looking into like those lyrics and stuff, and you start being like, man, this guy was either in the dumps real bad because I'm very depressive whenever I rap. Even like my hype songs, bro. Like I'm talking about like being at the bar and like the clubs and stuff, and I'm like still there's this like weird dark entity of this person. They're like, man, like this guy's going through some stuff, you know. But even that, like, you know, you gotta remember where you like what we're talking about. You gotta remember where you came from and what you're actually doing. Because a lot of these rappers and these music artists, bro, they're stuck in this loop of I think it's cool. Oh man, I'm just having fun. Oh man, like, you know, it's getting me views. Oh man, like
you don't know who that affects.
you have no idea what any of that stuff is doing to anybody.
But you know, I think even to a bigger degree though, you know, because identity is a big problem these days.
Yeah.
Since identity is a very big problem these days, you know, you're looking at more people that if that's acceptable, then that's what I'm going to do. If that's what, you know, especially like, let's just because, you know, I remember being that young MC, you know what I'm saying? And you this po kid and you kind of like, okay, you know what? Like, man, if that's what's acceptable, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Why? Because if I have this image, then this image is one day going to get me paid. If I have this image, then this image one day is what's going to get me out the hood.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, don't even realize that, you know, in this industry and all that, you know, pardon how I say it, but they're pimping an image.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, when you pimp an image to a generation that don't have fathers, don't have mothers, don't have these, or some of the stuff we talked about earlier, then this is why you got the result of a generation that says, well, shoot, man, this is what I want to be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I can almost tell, especially these days, who somebody listened to, you know, just sometimes how they carry themselves. Yep. You know, how they hair is sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Yep. You know, folks, you know, I can tell when folks are Von heads, you know what I'm saying? Because they got the dreads and that one little, you know, dyed one and it's in a twist. And it's like, you know, I'm telling my story and it's like, no, man, you don't know who you are and you just want to be accepted, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of the things, man, I you know, that I'm glad that, because I was that same kid too. Now, I was that same kid too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not an exception to the rule. Yeah. I was that same kid too. You know, one of the things that I love that Christ did for me, man, is that, you know, he restored identity.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Like when your identity is restored, you know what I'm saying? Like when you really know who you are. And, you know, some people like they think like being a Christian, right, is like you this person that just reads the Bible all the time. And all you do is just go to church all day. Yeah. Right. And all you do is just do a bunch of religious stuff, and that's all you do. Like, that's just what you do with your life. Yeah. You stop doing bad things, and now you're doing good things, and it's like, no,
man, we're everyday folks.
Like, yeah, I'm an everyday person, but I'm an everyday person that got faith, and in my beautiful faith, man, you know, it's like now I'm able to really explore it and really be who I am.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to be this dude I am now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When before, you know, like when you were at that age, you know, you trying out identities like cheerleader tryouts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna mix a little Pac with a little bit of Too Short. Yeah. With a little bit of E40, and then this is me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you know, man, you try to look for something to relate to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You try to look for something to relate to, man.
Now, man, we're getting ready to wrap the show
Oh
up.
man, this was good.
Oh, yeah, that was great. That was great.
And identity is very important.
Especially in this climate of politics and
Absolutely.
what's happening around the world, man. Like, you gotta know where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I've been seeing a lot of stuff been going down. You could just turn on the TV, you can see it, man.
Yes.
We don't have to talk about any of that. I don't necessarily like going into that whenever I'm on camera.
Nah, I don't either.
But
man.
when we talk about identity, bro, you gotta make sure what you're being told and what you are wanting to say matches with your morals
of who you are.
of who you are. Because some of these people that we've grown up with and some of the people that we are around, unfortunately, we have to check them.
Yeah, we do.
And we have to check how we feel about certain things that happen in this world.
That's right.
Because that's just the way we have created this place.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
No,
there have been things on this planet that we have no control over anymore. It's history. It is what it is. But you can either be on the right side of history or you can be on the wrong side of history. And some of the things that I've been hearing from people that I have been around, acquaintances, even friends, say, bro, what are you listening to? What are you? Why are you thinking this way? Because I've never in my life would have thought that you would have been okay with what's happening here.
Yeah.
And
nah,
I feel like they're losing their own identity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
No,
About.
dude. No, you spot on, man. Man, love this conversation, man. We gotta continue this sometime, man.
Absolutely.
Man, if you got one thing you want to leave the audience, that's listening to you right now, man, what is something you want to leave to them?
I say, bro, with what we've been talking about and what I feel like 2026 is gonna be about is just learn.
Yeah.
There's a lot of learning that we've got to do. There's a lot of things that we got to accomplish, and the only way we're going to do that is figuring it out.
Yes.
Nah, that's truth.
Another thing for the new heads and the kids that want to do something, whether it be art, music, anything extracurricular, sports, whatever it is, and do it, man.
Yeah.
Do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it, man. I say it all the time, and I hear it from my friends all the time too. But you just gotta one day just look at what you have in that head, and then you gotta make it happen. Because then you're gonna blink your eye, and you're gonna be 27, 28, and you're like, man, I haven't done anything that I thought I was gonna do when I was in my teens. And then, I mean, all my there's people that I've grown up with that have just been that's what just work and their family, and that's what they want to do. Hey, by all means, go for it.
Yeah,
but I saw something in their eyes when I was growing up with them. I saw passion, I saw want, and you can do all. You got to go to work. We all have to make money. I get it. We all have kids to take care of. Gotcha. But on a Friday and Saturday, hey, let's see what we can do that might raise some eyebrows.
Yeah.
So I just love everybody. I love everybody on this planet.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Well, dog, I appreciate you
just
chopping with us today, man.
Dog.
Guys, I'm Thomas Miller. This is Angel Ray. We had the coolest dude ever. Thank you for just being on the Mission Podcast. God bless y'all. Thank you.